All right, you hear the sound. You know what this is, but I'm going to tell you anyway. This is Don't Evolve Me, video game nostalgia series for the video game Among Us. And special guest today with us is Justin Moser, a.k.a. Moser, a.k.a. Pretty Moser. These are the nicknames I have for him. In today's episode, we're doing an Among Us draft. We're picking our favorite colors. That's right, we are drafting our favorite colors. We're talking about Among Us, the video game, our favorite memories, our strategies, our skills, what we do best in the game. Hopefully you can relate with us because I'm pretty sure majority of the population has played this game during the pandemic, and I still love it. I still want to talk about it. So that's right, we're talking about it. All right, let's get in. Let's buckle up. Cue the music. Alright, time to start the episode. This is Don't Evolve Me, the place like Ash catches Pikachu. We don't evolve, we just level up. And Moser, you're back.
Yes, I am.
It's been a while.
It has been.
What? April? Yeah. D&D. Was that the last episode that you were on for?
Yeah, that was the last episode I was on, is D&D.
Yeah, because you weren't on the birthday episode. And then, but you were for the surprise birthday party.
Right.
Which turned out to be a blast. All right, welcome to the Among Us video game nostalgia series. And it's really weird that we're doing Among Us because usually we do like older games. Mm-hmm. But it kind of feels like Among Us fits into the older game category for the fact that it might be dead.
Right. Because there's not a whole lot of people that play that anymore. It was huge during COVID. It was huge because you could play with all your friends, and it was very entertaining. It was your own entertainment, and anyone could play it. Mm-hmm. It wasn't like all that difficult for anyone to learn. Like all you have to do is move it on your phone.
Yeah. For those who are unaware of Among Us, so Among Us is a game that came out in 2018, and nobody really knew about it. No one really cared about it. It just wasn't one of those games that people played. But you also need at least 4 people to play the game, if not. The most you can have is 10. Mm-hmm. And then 2020 happened. COVID happened. The pandemic happened. And then all the shutdowns happened. So everyone needed like games to play or ways to kind of like communicate with everybody. And in comes this game called Among Us, who's already 2 years old. And it just picked up steam. People just started playing the game more, and it became a thing. I believe someone started like streaming it for Twitch in 2020, and then it just picked up steam after that. And I think the reason why is everyone loves a good old whodunit. Mm-hmm. And this game is fun because you're right, it's easy to pick up. So in a base game, because now you can have up to 15, but in a base game there's 10 people, and usually there's somewhere between 1 and 3 imposters. The average is a typical game will have 2. I think a base game would have 2.
Yeah.
So 10 people, 2 imposters, and you have one of 4 maps. But at the time when this game got popular, it was one of 3 maps. You have a small map, a bigger map, and then a weird like hallway.
Right.
I think Mira is the name of the map.
Yeah.
And what you do is your goal is to finish your task. You are a crew on a spaceship. You're a crew at a volcano planet. You're a crew on a sky station.
Yeah, I think so.
And your goal is to either, 1, find the imposters and boot them out, or you have to finish your task before the imposters kill you. And the imposter's goal is to either kill you by sabotage, kill everybody to the equal amount to themselves, or, yeah, those are the other 2 ways to win.
Right.
But it's a fun whodunit because you start with 10, and 2 people are not who they say they are. They're not a crewmate.
Right.
But you don't know who is who, and you have to be suspicious of everybody. And it's just a fun game because you don't know. Because every game it's somebody new.
Right.
Or you would think it's all randomized. Sometimes I think I had like a game of like 3 in a row. Imposters. So, but we'll get into that. We're going to get into, the usuals first. And then we'll get into Among Us. But in this episode, I'm excited because we have the draft. Mm-hmm. We're drafting our colors. I actually made a draft board for this.
Nice.
Doing it like the Pokemon draft.
Nice.
Shouldn't take as long because there's no winning or losing. It's really like, what color do you pick?
Mm-hmm.
I have some cool statistics for us about Among Us, and then we're going to chat memories and different stuff. But first, show me what you're wearing. Show me your socks. Show me your wares. We're workshopping this title. So I don't have anything on. I mean, I have clothes on, but nothing else. But you, sir, I commented your shirt immediately.
Mm-hmm. I am wearing my Why So Serious Joker from The Dark Knight.
Why so serious? Wait, that's the wrong voice for it.
Yeah, it's not even close.
You do it.
I cannot.
I'm trying to like mentally figure out a way to do it. I'm like slowly becoming a voice actor because of the show. Did you see my TikTok of my evil Palpatine voice for the Fallout series?
I did not.
I did a cold open for it, and then I did like I was gonna do like my normal voice. War never changes, but like it didn't feel as good, so I did the Palpatine. War never changes.
Nice.
But yeah, so I don't know. I've been like just playing with like voices and stuff like that, but I can't get like the Why So Serious Joker. I can't like mentally figure it out right now. By the time we're done recording, it's gonna click in my head, and I'm gonna be doing it constantly.
Mm-hmm.
So why did you pick this shirt for this game? Because you told me you picked this shirt for this game, or you said like I picked this shirt for the episode, and I was like, wait, do you know what episode we're doing?
Yeah.
So explain yourself.
Because I've played so many, and when you play with just randos online,
Yeah.
some are so serious about it that it's like it's supposed to be fun. Like you don't know a whole lot of the people, and it's like we've lost like 2 and you're freaking out that someone's not communicating. And it's like maybe they're just typing and you're like, you know, have your keyboard set up and everything, and I'm like, you know, I'm playing on PlayStation, and it takes a while to type, and by the time like any of it is done, like you get one message out.
Basically, I feel that like we'll get into it more when it comes to like playing like with people people that you know very well. And you're playing on like Discord or something compared to like playing online and you're typing, because there's such a difference. Yeah, you can't be serious. Why so serious? Nope, I can't do the voice. It's still not clicking. Yeah, you definitely. I can't be serious playing with locals. Like I think it's more fun just to fuck around, and we'll get into my story because I do this like certain thing. All right, what are you nerding out on, Moser?
Pretty much still Overwatch, and
Overwatch.
That I just rewatched all of My Hero Academia, because normally when the new season comes out, I watch it as it comes out.
Yeah, I like doing that too.
You know, just English subtitles. But then I'll go back and I'll rewatch it all when all of the English actual dubbed comes out. And
that's what you've been nerding out on?
Mm-hmm.
What's the other thing you're excited about?
Baldur's Gate 3 coming to the PlayStation and consoles.
So I'm calling up Brandon Klein here, my friend, guest of the show, and we were supposed to have an episode this week, and I'm pretty sure he has to work. But I also know that he also been telling me he hasn't communicated with me because he's so infatuated with Baldur's Gate 3 because he has it on the PC.
Nice.
And I'm like, I'm pretty sure this is why he said this week wouldn't work out.
Oh, definitely. I plan on it, of like disappearing for like 2 weeks playing this game, because just seeing all the videos and stuff coming out from it friggin' looks amazing. And then you're gonna have to redo a lot of stuff, because if you roll crappy in the game, you fail what you're trying to do, and obviously you're gonna want to do it to try to get everything that you want.
Yeah, here's the replayability is amazing, and the reviews I read for it, they give it all 10s. It's all master class game. I've never played Baldur's Gate 1 or 2, so this is one of those like jumping point games. Skyrim was a jumping point game for me too. because I didn't get into Oblivion. But I believe that if I knew what Oblivion was, I would have gotten into it.
I was gonna say I have Oblivion. It was one game that I didn't really get into. Like I played it, but I didn't.
Did you play it before Skyrim comes out?
No.
Okay. Because there's those games where like if you play the game before, or the game like if you play like the newest game, it's hard going back to the older games because it's so like much more outdated. So we just did a Fallout video game nostalgia series. Like we just released, or just did it, releasing this upcoming Tuesday. To the people listening to this, it's already out. Check it out. So we did a video game nostalgia series, and Ernie was kind of just as an audience member. He just wanted to hang out, and we had a section of the episode where like trying to figure out which game he should start with. And Tom was very much into Fallout 3. I'm very much into Fallout New Vegas. And we both agreed that like 4 is kind of like best of both worlds. It has some pretty good factions in it. Storyline is probably a little bit is in between. Like it has a story. Like Fallout 3 has a story. Fallout 4 has a story. New Vegas has a story, but it's much more open, which is what I love about it. And Ernie was just like, well, I have PlayStation Plus, so that's what it's called, right? Mm-hmm. PlayStation Plus.
Yep.
It's for free on PlayStation Plus. So I'm going to play Fallout 4. And both, at least me, I don't know if Tom said this, but like I was just kind of like, well, if you play Fallout 4, I don't think you're playing Fallout 3 or New Vegas because it's going to be really hard to go back. Mm-hmm. And for me, I grew up with New Vegas. I grew up with 3. Playing 4 is like different. Like, oh, this feels like a newer Fallout, but not quite the same.
Right.
Whereas like if I go back to New Vegas, like, oh yeah, this is the game I remember. So, but when I played Skyrim and then try to play Oblivion, I couldn't do it because like the game just was so outdated for me that like it just didn't feel fun.
Oh yeah, because basically all the Soulsborne games had that, because I literally started on Bloodborne, mm-hmm. and then went to Demon Souls, then went to Elden Ring, and then I got all the Dark Souls. It is very different. Like just even trying to deal with the worst part is Elden Ring has jumping.
Oh.
None of the other ones have jumping. It's all rolling and doing all that. None of them really have jumping. Like there's ways to jump a little bit, but it's not actual jumping. That's the hardest part about it is once you go back, all of a sudden it's like jump. Shit, I'm playing Bloodborne. There's no jumping.
It reminds me of like Mass Effect series and then Mass Effect Andromeda. If you played Andromeda, which story-wise isn't that great, it doesn't hold up compared to the trilogy series. But what's really nice about Andromeda is there's the jetpacks, so you can move. Like your mobility is just increased significantly. But if you play Andromeda, then you go back to like the original trilogy, you don't have the jetpacks. So it's like, okay, I got to think about this like more linear. I'm not as mobile. And it reminds you of like Tony Hawk Pro Skater 2, Pro Skater 1. Mm-hmm. You know, if you play Pro Skater 2, it's really hard to play Pro Skater 1 because you don't have the manual, which is basically transcend that whole like skateboarding platform game. Mm-hmm. You know, Pro Skater 2 is like the game. It's like the best game. Uh-huh. Even though I think Underground is probably the best one.
I've never played Underground. I've played both 1 and 2 because I remember that being... Wasn't that on Dreamcast too?
Probably. It was on everything. You should... Oh, if you have the chance to. I don't know where it's available. Underground's worth a play. I don't think it takes that long. You know what? I'm just going to do a video game nostalgia series on Tony Hawk Pro Skater. And we're including Underground. All right, moving on. Oh, wait. I got to talk about what I'm nerding out on. Mm-hmm. So, this week we started something different. Scott really likes watching me play video games. And I've been playing Zelda a lot. And Fallout's a little bit too. I've been playing Fallout 4. Mm-hmm. Like, literally the day we did the Fallout episode, I started playing 4 again. And I was playing 3 all summer. And I was playing Zelda. And we're kind of getting bored. So he really loves Spider-Man.
Nice.
So I decided to play the Marvel Spider-Man game again. And that game's fun. I love the RPG elements of that game. Like that game's... at least a 4. And like,
Definitely.
and the story's amazing, but it doesn't grab a 4-year-old's attention. Nor is it supposed to, I guess. It's more for like the 20, like it's for the adults who's into RPG games.
Mm-hmm.
But the game is fun.
Have you played the Miles Morales one?
No, I have not. More financial reasons lately.
Right.
And then, but it's one of those games I'm like, once we get caught up, because Marvel 2 is coming, or Spider-Man 2 is coming out.
I know.
And so like we're building it back up. I told them we're gonna play this game together, then we're gonna play Miles Morales, and then we'll play 2. So I'm excited for it. I haven't played Miles Morales, but I know somewhat of like the story. 2 I'm excited for because Venom's showing up, like the black suit and then Venom.
That's a number 2.
Harry Osborn seems like the likely candidate. Also Kraven the Hunter. I'm excited.
I was gonna say I'm not spoiling the games for you.
Oh, I played the first one. I know.
Oh no, it shows a lot of what's gonna be in number 2 in Miles Morales.
Okay. Yeah, I haven't played Miles Morales. I wanted to. It's on the list. Fallout 4 was what I was playing before Spider-Man.
Nice.
And then we rewatched a couple movies. So I have some fresh takes that we're going to do in a little bit. But first, let's do... let's get into the news.
It's time for a news quickie. Oh, yeah.
All right, time for the news. Ahsoka, the TV show, is out.
Mm-hmm.
Have you watched it? Are you planning on watching it?
I plan on watching it once everything's released.
Fair enough. I watched the first 2. Have you ever watched Star Wars Rebels?
Yep.
It is a Rebel show.
Nice.
Sabine's in it, Hera's in it, and Ahsoka. Those are like the main 3, and Chopper makes his appearance here and there. I watched the first 2 episodes. It's good. It's solid. If you like are in the Rebels, I think you'll like the series. My wife, she did not watch Rebels. She's like, you can watch this without me. But it's a very cinematic show. So far, it's getting mixed reviews. But I think that's mostly because of the Rebels connection. Like, it is a Rebels sequel through and through. Like, they explain a little bit. The first 2 episodes are kind of like catching up to Rebels. So, like, in the Rebels TV show, the last scene is Ahsoka and Sabine meeting up to go find Ezra. This show is everything before that scene. These first 2 episodes are everything before that scene.
Okay.
And so like the last scene, the second of the last scene to the episode 2 is that Rebel scene. So it's kind of a mixed bag so far when it comes to reviews. I enjoyed it, but I also know what's going on.
Right.
All right. Moving on. Have you watched Across the Spider-Verse?
I have not.
So I watched it 3 times. I just watched it again last night. There's a character in there called Spider-Punk.
Okay.
And you probably remember this from the Spider-Man costumes.
Mm-hmm.
Arguably, no, he is the coolest character of that entire movie. He is like the coolest character. But he wasn't going to be in the movie originally. Daniel Kuyama? He is the actor. I'm pretty sure he's the actor from Get Out and Nope. The lead actor.
Okay.
He does the voice of Huppy Brown, Spider-Punk. And he's actually the reason why he's in the movie. Because I think they like the idea of him becoming Spider-Punk, and he did his take. They're like, oh, he must come in. Like, we need him. He is made to be Spider-Punk, and he is arguably the greatest character of that whole movie. So, Spider-Punk was not originally supposed to be part of Across the Spider-Verse. Last little bit of news. Starfield. Speaking of Fallout, Skyrim, Oblivion, Bethesda? I can never say their name. They're making the game called Starfield. It's coming out in a few weeks. And there was a leaker who like released 45 minutes of gameplay of the whole game.
Oh, dang.
He's going to jail. Got caught. That's the news. That's what I got. I'm excited for that game. I don't know if I'm going to be playing right away, but I'll be playing it eventually. And that is the news. And now we're going to take a short break, and we'll come back. We'll do some fresh takes, and then Among Us.
All right.
takes.
All right, we back. We got some fresh takes.
Fresh takes.
Fresh takes. Get your fresh takes. Yeah. We'll start with Moser. You got a fresh take for us?
So I went to go see Haunted Mansion, and I would definitely give Haunted Mansion a 3+.
3+. Why?
Well, it actually was so much better, the remake,
Yeah.
because there's so many huge stars in it. Plus, the actual story of it is a lot better.
Can you give us a general plot synopsis?
So basically, it starts with the main character, who is a guy that basically photographs ghosts
Okay.
because he makes a camera that photographs ghosts
Interesting.
because his, well, I guess wife was kind of more into that, and he essentially loses her in it. Like, this is just somewhat of the beginning,
Okay.
and basically he just becomes a stay-at-home person. Like, that's all he does. Like,
He works remote?
basically, like, he gives up on all of it.
Okay.
And then basically this woman and her son moves into this house,
Yeah.
and they learn that basically the house and all the ghosts in it never let them leave. Like, if they actually leave, the ghosts go and haunt them and pull them back to the mansion.
Weird. Okay, that's interesting. It reminds you of like Haunted House on the Hill.
Uh-huh.
So like that whole story. Okay.
Yep. And that's why
But you don't
It would-
give it more than you don't give it more than 3+. Because why?
because, well, one, it's a Disney. There were, if they would have just went even a higher rating,
Yeah.
they could have did a little bit more with
Is it PG-13?
I think either that or it's PG. I don't remember what it
I
was.
feel like Disney's a PG. I want to look it up. Basically, what you're saying is if it wasn't a Disney movie, it would be good.
Yeah,
Or
it would definitely
great.
be a
It'd
4.
great. But because it's Disney, I think it's interesting that they remade this movie because I feel like this is a movie that no one asked for.
But it's what we needed. I can guarantee that.
Why is that?
Because it was actually really good. That, like, if you think, because isn't Haunted Mansion like a ride at
Yep.
Disney?
It is.
That the Eddie Murphy version of it kind of just was bleh. Like, it wasn't that great.
No.
This one was actually good. Like, it totally is just a full-on remake of it, and it's so much better because, like, the Eddie Murphy was made for, like, actual to be comical. It,
Yeah.
like, basically, like, the ghosts are just there having fun almost. Like, they're happy to be there. These ghosts don't want to be there.
Oh.
They are forced there.
It's a serious.
Yeah,
like,
it's a comedy, it is a comedy, but you can feel the tension of the ghosts don't want to be there. Like, they're not like the fun, go lucky, happy ghosts that they're happy to be there.
It's vengeful ghosts.
Right, it's vengeful of, like, get us out of here, and that's why they're pulled back to the mansion, is because they want them to take care of why they're there.
Can my stepson watch it?
Yeah,
Okay.
I
do
would
that.
like. It's not like that horrific that it's above kids,
Yeah.
but it's entertaining more for parents of, like, eye grabbing.
I'll have to wait for it to come out because Sapphire, she's really into horror, and she used to watch like horror films with her stepson around when he was like 1, 2, when he wasn't able to like understand what was happening. But it's like, oh, maybe he'll actually like this now,
Right.
or he'll enjoy it while being able to enjoy the horror genre with Okay. You got me sold for a watch. And you saw this in a drive-in?
Yep.
They make those?
No.
They still do drive-ins?
Oh, yeah. There's one over in Litchfield.
Yeah.
The Starlight Drive-In, that every Friday, Saturday, and Sunday you'd have to see what movies are playing. But normally they have 2 screens there, which the other screens were Barbie and...
Oppenheimer?
No, it was The Meg 2.
Oh, okay.
The second one.
I've only did a drive-in once, so there's two of them in like the Minnesota area that I remember.
Yeah.
There's Litchfield and Long Prairie, right?
Right, yep.
And I know this was almost like 20 years ago. I went to see a drive-in theater in Long Prairie. And it was not the newest, but like the newer Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory and Dukes of Hazzard. Those were the 2. So this was like 20 years ago. I can't believe I'm that old. All right, so for my fresh take, I'm doing Across the Spider-Verse for a 3rd time. And I'm changing my rating. So I gave it a 4+, 5-. I was around that range. And the only reason why I gave it because that score, essentially because the movie, you haven't seen the movie yet, right?
Nope.
I think I already asked you that question. The movie doesn't really end. It's a part 1.
Okay.
And that's literally the only negative outside of like the outside factors for this movie, which is special effects artists were kind of like bullied into working long hours to finish this film.
Dang.
Yeah, that's the downside. It's like that's a fact that I don't want to like know, because this movie is fucking gorgeous. This movie, music wise, special effects, outright amazing. Like I'm giving it a 5. Like the only negative is that it ended. That was the negative. It ended when the story wasn't done. It reminds me of a comic book, like graphic novel, where you have part 1 and you just read part 1. Mm-hmm. You don't have the full complete story, which is why I was like, I can't give it a 5 because it doesn't like wrap up. But now I'm just saying, you know what? No, it's a 5. This is like, even if we never got the second movie ever, this movie, even without a conclusion, is still amazing because the colors, the feel, everything. Every Spider-Verse, every like universe they go to, they change the art style too.
Oh, that's sick.
It is really sick. And so you know how when you play like the animated characters on the Spider-Man game, and it looks really like you're watching Roger Rabbit. Mm-hmm. It's like that almost. And they blend in all these different art styles and even live action into this film. And it is cohesive. Like they have one world that's literally Lego Spider-Man.
That's awesome.
And then they have another world where actually the Venom universe makes a cameo appearance. And one of the live action characters from the MCU makes an appearance. But he's like a different version. I'm not going to spoil who. But you might guess it if I give you the hint that it's my favorite actor of all time. So, I'm giving it a 5. I'm changing it. It's a 5. This movie is amazing. It's sad about the special effect artist, but this movie is amazing. Alright, should we get into Among Us?
Yeah.
Because it's been very sus of us that we didn't talk about Among Us for
the whole episode?
Yeah, that's usually how my episodes go. Alright, we're starting out with the draft. We're doing a color draft. And for those who don't play the game, there's 18 colors to choose from. And if you're playing with like locals or if you're playing with a lot of people, sometimes it's hard to get the color that you want. Mm-hmm. And colors do matter, and I will give you statistics of the colors later. I'm not giving Moser these statistics. So we're gonna do a draft. Moser, I'm actually gonna let you go first, and we're not going to do Snake. You got first. You got the advantage here.
Okay.
So on the clock, Moser with the number on overall draft pick in this Among Us color draft. Who you got?
I would go black.
Oh, you're taking black from me.
Mm-hmm. That is normally the one that I go straight for because it blends.
You son of a... Here's the thing. Black, like if I had first pick, I don't know if I pick black, but if we're in game, if black's available, I'm picking black because everyone wants black.
Mm-hmm.
And it blends in well. It's like it's a dark color. However, it's also just the coolest looking color. If you want to be like evil looking, boom, you're black. Took black from me. All right. Well, with my draft board, I'm gonna take maroon. It's a newer color. Newer color. For some reason, I'm not a really big like red person. But
right.
This color just
the maroon is nice.
It's just like a nice, calming, slick color.
Plus, when you're sus, they always say red. They don't say maroon. They always say red. The red. And it's like, there's two reds. Which red? And it normally takes too much time to have them think you're being sus, except for them, that they never communicate it right. Or they'll go like darker red. And it's like, you mean maroon?
Maroon? You're not thinking about purple. No. Darker red. Yeah, I just like maroon. It's a nice looking color. All right, Moser, with the number 2 overall pick.
I gotta go with cyan.
Cyan. I'm kind of surprised with cyan. It's a little bit down there on my board, but it is up there. I don't pick cyan often, but I do pick cyan.
Mm-hmm.
You want to know an interesting fact about cyan? It's one of the top 3 colors that are sus at all times. Most sus colors. But it also works in the same light of like maroon. It's blue. Are you sure it's blue? Yeah, it's light blue. It takes a while to explain. Are you just going for those off colors?
No.
All right. With my second overall pick. With the 4th overall pick, my second pick, I'm going blue. Now, I know blue is probably one of those colors that people don't pick often. It is, statistically, blue is like the color that everyone, like when you say your favorite color, majority of people are saying blue. It's a nice, calm color. But in Among Us, it's not one of the most popular colors, which is interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Blue is one of my first choices. I don't know why. Blue Power Ranger, blue Among Us. I just like blue. Blue is my favorite color. I'm picking this because it's my favorite color. That's it. All right. Moser, you're up.
Third
pick.
Gotta go with red.
You're going red.
Red
is low on my board. Red, I feel like fits you, but red is low on my board. Red is 14th on my board. Red is the most sus color. Did you know that?
Yeah.
Yeah. But it is also...
Because you normally put red with, like, emergency, something's wrong.
When you get the imposter, like, sound, and, like, you are the imposter, it shows up as red. It would make sense. Red, bad. Oh, red. It's red. It's always red. But red is also the poster boy for Among Us. Mm-hmm. He is the poster child. So it's not surprising that he goes 5th overall. That might even be too low for him. I think red is actually the most popular color too.
Yeah, probably.
All right, for my number 3 pick, I'm picking white. I don't know why. White just looks good.
You're not wrong.
And it's one of those like colors that are often available. Maybe because people don't want to be the white color, the boring color. But I'm like, no, it's the opposite of black. Put on the black suit, look good. Black top hat. Go with the traditional white color. Moser, you're up with the 4th pick.
Next is pink.
Oh, you stole pink from me. Pink was number 5. Why pink?
Why pink?
Yeah.
Because it's another one of those that kind of like can go either you're completely sus or no one really ever pays attention to you.
I I think it's like the femininity. It's like it's not pink. It can't be pink.
Right. It's like it's not pink.
It's like the innocent color.
Pink has been with us the whole time. We've been in a group of 3 the entire time. Pink was with us the whole entire time.
Right? Wasn't he?
Was Pink all the time there? Because I'm Pink, and I remember sneaking up and killing someone, coming back, and no one batted an eye because you guys were doing a,
I've done that so much as Pink. I mean, I've done that with like all the colors, but Pink is like, it's like the fun color to be when you're playing with locals and trying to be like innocent.
Mm-hmm.
Because he's...
Just imagine with it, if you could actually make the people, like, say hi and do that, how they normally do, for the stabbing. Like, you normally can see the knife. Think of it, the animation of just walking up to someone and just being like, hi.
Dead.
Pink would be the color to just walk around and say hi, because they would be somewhat sus, but also be like, oh, look, this person's extremely nice. They're just saying hi.
Nope, they're the murderers. All right, next list on my board with my 4th pick. I pick this one every once in a while. I'm never happy with this pick, but he's definitely a color that I pick often and I look to when my other favorite colors aren't available. And that is green. Good old solid green. Nothing amazing about it, nothing too fancy. Just a solid green color. It's a solid dark color that people don't usually suspect often.
And you gotta admit, it almost seems like green is the color that dies 1 or 2.
Yeah, it seems like lime or green dye right away.
Mm-hmm.
I don't actually have that statistic. What color dies often the first?
Oh, you should look that up right now.
I will look it up after we're done with the draft. You're up with your 5th pick. And we got 8 total. No, 9 total with the bonus options.
I gotta go with rose.
Ooh. Rose is underrated. Rose is underrated for the fact that, one, you have the advantage of it's also pink, but it's not pink.
Right.
It's off-shade pink. But if someone sees you, they see pink.
Right.
And if they don't know the colors and like what to call it, they're like, "Oh, pink did it." Like, wait, I was over with the 2 other guys. It wasn't me.
Mm-hmm.
Nope, I saw pink, and then Rose is just like, hee hee hee.
It is all the off colors, because so many people just say green or anything like that. Then it's normally the first one you get away with because they're calling out the actual color. Yep. And as long as you're playing with the actual color, you normally get away with it the first time because they're like, oh, it's green or blue or red.
These are like the newbies though. Like if you're playing with like newer and most like casual, if you were going to make a game, we're going to have at least 1 or 2 people who are newer to the game. But if you have veterans playing the game, they're not going to get confused with the colors. They're going to be like, no, it's rose.
Right.
There's a few colors, though, that get mixed up, which color is which. But they're later on my draft board because they're not cool. Like, they're not pretty colors. Up next for me, I really like this color normally. But for some reason Among Us, it's just not a color that I go to often. Maybe because it's so bright. Orange.
Yeah.
Also, orange dies like first. Because you said green dies first. I agree. I think orange is the color that orange or yellow like die immediately.
Right.
It seems like.
Well, in all fairness, normally that's the color like the newbies get.
Orange, bright orange
or yellow.
Mm-hmm.
Because like they haven't quite figured out exactly how to change color. They don't ask until later of like you can change colors. It's like, yeah.
But I do like orange. Like I will be orange. Like I made my draft board. Like these are the colors that I would pick, like in order. And orange is up there. I had orange as number 8, right in the middle. Makes sense. All right, you're up.
Gotta go with brown.
You're going brown?
I am going brown.
You're going brown?
I am going brown.
Wow, I think that's a reach. Even at 6. Brown is number 17 on my draft board. You could have had brown in the last round. Or second to the last round. Actually, no, you could have... Yeah, probably had him second to the last round. All right, we have a reach at the number 6 pick. Or the number 6 round. Brown. Why brown?
Why? Because it's kind of another one of those neutral colors that, like, brown, I don't really think I've ever seen brown really be suspicious. Like, it's one of those colors that you kind of just ignore. Like, you can
I mean, if this isn't the real world, yes. Sad but true fact about our real world. If you are brown, yeah. Kind of wish that was true. You're brown, you're not as sus. Anyway, we're getting... So brown, all right. I would agree with that. Brown isn't like one of those colors that you're like threatened by,
right?
In the game, you're just
it's like the one that you can walk with the entire time, and
you think brown is like the boring one that isn't like capable of doing anything.
Mm-hmm.
Nope, he's capable. Everyone's capable. You don't know who it is. That's like the fun of the game. With my number 6 pick, I'm picking lime.
Ooh,
it is one of the most sus colors. Often dies first. I just like it. I don't know. It's one of those...
So it's either you die first or you're the person. So if you make it past the first 2 rounds...
Oh, we're not going into this. That was how you guys played me the last, like, how many games we played. Oh, Jake's alive. He's the killer.
Oh, definitely. Oh, Jake's following me. Stay away, Jake. Stay away.
Like, my last couple, like, Among Us games, outside of, like, the birthday game that we played, when we played with real people, fucking hated it. Everyone just learned. Jake's good at this game. If he's alive, he's probably it. If he...
hasn't died yet.
If he hasn't died yet, he's probably the person. And if you're the imposter and you're like, all right, we got to kill Jake right away, otherwise he'll figure it out. Fucking hated it. It's not my fault I got good. All right, moving on. I believe you are up. I pick lime. My reason for lime is just one of those colors that, like, it's not one of my first choices, but I'll go to it if I need to.
Definitely.
Right, you're up.
Gotta go with banana.
Ooh, another one I have low on my list. Banana. I had him 16. Why banana?
Why banana? Because it's offset of yellow. That's another one that people that are newer say yellow. And that's the best part is when they're calling out someone. My favorite is when someone wasn't exactly paying attention with any of these off colors.
Yeah.
Because they'll say, like, sometimes they'll even be like green when you're actually blue. Because they didn't focus enough to tell that you're an actual blue just because there's like a hint. Yeah. And with banana, you know, if you're with the right people, it blends in that to a different color.
That's fair. I always just when I see the banana color, I think of Donald because we would every once in a while we would play together, and he would be yellow, and he would have the banana head, and you'd call him like Banana Pete or something like that, something dumb. And so when I see the banana color, I'm like, this is the true color that he needs to be, is banana, because like. That like is his character. As I said, I had 16. To me, it's just not a color. I don't think I've ever been banana in a game before. It's never been a color I choose. So for my 7th pick, 10th on my board, coral.
Okay.
Or as many people like to say, coral. Like coral.
Yeah.
Coral. Why coral? What color is coral? Is it red? Is it pink? Is it in between? Yes. What color is coral? When you think of coral, when you like think of colors, no. You're just like, hey, it was reddish, pinkish. Which one is it? I don't know. It's coral. Who's Carl? It's so confusing. This color is confusing. This color is essentially maroon, but like maroon can be like spotted. I don't think coral is like a color that I like want to choose, but statistically, like from a strategic standpoint, this is probably the color that like no one can get.
Right, because they either are blaming pink or red.
Rose or maroon. There's like 5 other colors it could be. So strategically, coral is the color to choose, I feel like.
Mm-hmm.
If we're going that route, if we're trying to blend in. All right, we both have 2 picks each. And that looks right on my draft board. You're up next.
Gotta go gray.
Ooh, gray. He is 13 on my draft board. Why gray?
Neutral color.
Neutral. And also, gray, tan, which one are the... Like, it blends in very, very well.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I'm going purple.
Going purple.
With my number 8. And maybe purple's low here. 16 off the board, 12 on my board. Maybe purple's low. I don't know. I've just never been a fan of purple. But I'll take them here compared to like what's out there.
Right.
There's only 2 colors left. So I feel like I got a steal in purple. All right, you're up. We got 2 colors left. Which one you taking?
Gotta go tan.
Oh, you're going tan here.
Going tan.
Tan is not last on my board, but it also is the color that no one knows what it is.
Mm-hmm.
All right, no surprise. I am going yellow. No surprises here. And no surprises that yellow is also last. Some people love this color.
Right.
But I feel like this color doesn't have a whole lot of success in Among Us.
No. Yellow probably is one of the first to die.
Oh. Well, Donald was yellow and he died. We played 3 games and I think he died all 3 times.
Mm-hmm.
Like right away.
Yeah. Right.
And like like we didn't say the first game. Like, hey, don't kill Donald. But after the second game, we're like, all right, for real, don't fucking kill Donald.
I think I was the...
Didn't you kill him the second or third
Yeah, I
game?
think it was
You're
the
one
second.
who did it.
I think I was the second one, and Donald was the one all by himself. I'm like, I'm sorry. Like, it just happened. It's not like I was going for Donald. Donald was just the one by himself. Like, loo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo. No care in the world. And I'm just like, this is too easy. I can, kill. I'm like, I killed Donald. And I just remember looking over at Donald and looking back at me like, asshole.
Yeah, because we played like all live in a room together. And so like no one could see each other's screens. We were hiding our screens, but you could see facial reactions. And if you looked up, you can tell who's dead, who's not, because the people who are dead don't, like, they're just like... And it was always Donald.
Donald was always first to go.
I think it was funny too because like the game, like he died first right away. Then someone had to leave, so he took over their game.
Mm-hmm.
And they were using my devices, and then immediately dies the next round. I think I was the imposter game 1. I think I killed him first too, and he was also yellow. So that's it. That's why we don't pick yellow. Yellow always dies. I don't know. Like yellow is like the free spirit of the group. He's the free spirit of the group, and in any horror movie, if you're the free spirit of the group, yeah, you're dead.
Yeah, you normally are 1 or 2.
Yeah, like you are 1 or 2, and if it's the black guy, they're either 1, 2, or 3. And every horror movie, I feel like I'm making a lot of racial stances on this, and I don't like it. All right, moving on. There is 2 bonus colors, but I don't have the pictures of it. One is Fort green,
yeah,
and
Fort
olive,
green,
and olive. Bonus time. Which one are you taking? Because these colors aren't in the game, but these colors were out for a vote. Rose and I believe coral won.
Right. I would have to say Fort green.
That one looks like green.
Exactly. It looks almost exactly like it's an off green. Olive more.
Olive is like green and yellow.
Right.
Right in the middle. Olive makes sense. Fort green, I was like, that's just green.
Uh-huh.
I think look-wise, I pick olive because of the name and the look. I think I would pick that for that reason. But I think if you're going for the strategic, like you're trying to blend in and confuse your people, yeah, Fort green is like the color.
It's very off tint to green that They literally think that.
I can imagine it be like, all right, green is sus. Green did it. I just saw green do it. Which green? Green. Fork green or green? What's the fucking difference? Like, well, they're two different players. It's one of the greens.
It's one of the greens. All right, so everyone's walking with green next round.
Or they're not walking with green, just green. But the thing is, if you are green and you know, if you're not the killer and you know it's the other green, you're just like, hey, I know it's you. I'm gonna walk with you because I know you can't kill me.
That basically would be it. Green's walking with green the entire time.
All right, that is our Among Us draft. Who wins, who loses, I don't know. All I know is yellow's dying first, and he's on my side.
Your last pick. That's your apparent throwaway because he's dead.
Well, I feel like we can only do 14 because it'd be 7, so it'd be coral.
Yeah.
All right, let's get into some facts about Among Us. The original colors of Among Us is red, blue, yellow, green, orange, brown, black, purple, pink, and white. The added colors were all the mixture colors: cyan, lime, maroon, coral, rose, banana, gray, and tan. The most sus colors in the game. And for those who don't know what sus means, it just means who's suspicious. Everyone who's played Among Us is like, no shit. Even if you didn't play Among Us, I feel like sus has become like one of those mainstream words that everyone knows what sus means. Grandma, you're sus. What does sus mean? It means you're suspicious, Grandma. I know you're stealing the oatmeal cookies. You're the only one who fucking likes oatmeal cookies. You're sus, Grandma. Most sus colors. We got red, as we stated, the poster boy himself. We got cyan. We got lime. Why? Why do you think those are the most sus colors?
Well, red, because, yeah, when you're imposter, most of the stuff is red.
Fair enough. Why cyan and lime, though?
That is weird.
Is it
like, I guess cyan's a mix of green and blue, so kind of like it's kind of there. It's not, it's like bright.
I feel like most people say light blue, though.
Right.
Like, they don't know cyan. They're like, oh, it's light blue, light blue, light blue. Or like lime and green. Like, people still call lime green. So that one makes sense to me because it's like they're just like, green would be the imposter. But they're like, oh, it was green, not lime. They'll see lime do something suspicious, like green is sus. Mm-hmm. It's like, now lime is sus. Now you're just falsely accusing green. But then, wait, that wouldn't make sense because then you would think that would be green and blue would be most sus. Maybe it's just because they're so bright you see them.
Probably.
Well, let's look at the least sus colors. And that doesn't actually make any sense what I just said because least sus colors, orange, number 1. That does not make sense to me whatsoever.
No, how is orange the least sus?
I don't know. Pink and rose. Pink and rose make sense. See?
Pink and rose make sense because, like, it's pink. It's cute. Like, you're just like,
you're cute. Rose is cute as to orange.
You'd think would be most.
Maybe you just think noob. Maybe the noobs, like, you know, oh, this person's new. They're not the killer.
I think safety.
You're safe with orange, maybe.
Construction cones.
I never think orange is safe, but that's because my wife is always orange, and I know that she kills me when we play those games. If she's the imposter, I'm dead. All right, most popular color, red.
Makes sense.
Makes sense.
It's the poster boy.
Least popular color, you want to guess?
Brown?
Close, tan.
Tan. Ooh.
Tan makes sense. Mm-hmm. It's not an exciting color. You're not excited for tan. Except, tan is the color that you kind of want to be if you want to win.
Yeah.
Because no one's going to, like, pick tan.
Right.
But I guess the least sus colors is orange, pink, and
I don't know. Tan would be suspicious because no one wants it. And if someone magically chooses it, they're kind of cuckoo.
Well, that doesn't make them the imposter, though. It's all random.
Yeah.
If someone's, like, picks tan for the strategic purpose that like no one knows what tan is, or it blends in more. Even if like that was the reasoning, you can't just blame tan, 'cause there's 10 to 15 other people that could be imposters.
Next game, I'm choosing tan.
It's tan. It's Moser. He's the killer. Actually, no, I'll be the imposter, and I'll just like suss you the entire game. And then,
that's normally how we play. Is
and
we
then I would
suss
just
each
kill.
other.
And then I would just kill you anyway. Yeah. Like,
There's
surprise,
been
it was
many
me.
games. There's been many games, and the worst part is when we're both actually the imposters.
Oh, were we the imposter the first game that we played? The last game. Wait, did you? No, yeah, you killed Dawn. I didn't kill Dawn.
Yeah, that's why I said I'm the one that killed Donald, because we.
But I was imposter for the second game too. I'm pretty sure. And
I was I think we were the last. I
didn't kill a single person that game.
Yeah, I know. I was the one killing. No, you did kill someone. You killed the very last person we needed to.
Yep, because I was waiting. I killed the last two because we were in a 6-4 situation. So there were 6 people left, 2 imposters, meaning someone's getting pulled over. I just saw a policeman out the window going. I'm like, we're in a quiet neighborhood. I don't see it. Like, I barely see cars. So seeing someone get pulled over is interesting. No, we're in a 6-4 situation. So like, if there's 6 players, if we kill 2 more, it's tied 2-2. And if you have the equal amount of imposters to crewmates, the imposters win. And so when you're at 6, you just need to kill 2 more. And if both our kill times equal at the same time, you're supposed to kill immediately. I killed. We did the thing, and I killed. And Moser would not kill, and I kept trying to signal you, going back and forth like, kill, motherfucker, kill. You wouldn't kill anyone, and I had to wait. Like, no one found the body.
Yep.
No one found the body, and I'm just waiting, and I'm like guarding the body, and then my kill counter went back up, and then they walked towards, I think we did the reactor. They walked where the body was, and I killed the next person. I was like, damn it, Moser, just kill anyone. We win.
That's because I didn't see that you actually killed someone, so I was like, I can't kill in the group right now.
It's like, no, kill. All right, more stats for you. So, the popularity. We talked about this in the beginning. It came out in 2018. Didn't get popular until 2020. Someone started streaming it, and it just became this huge hit. I actually used to watch streamers play this game because it was fun. It was fun content. You were literally watching a whodunit.
Right.
And whodunits, for some reason, is exciting. Like, I don't know why. I feel like human adults love whodunits. And I don't know, it's not even like a male-female situation. It is. I feel like everyone just likes good whodunit.
Right.
Glass Onion. Wait, is that the name? Not
the
Knives Out.
Knives Out. Yeah.
Knives Out series.
I was gonna say Glass Onion is right.
That's the sequel. Like, those 2 movies are like big hits. They're big whodunits.
Right.
Clue whodunit game. So Among Us just kind of came out in this new whodunit. Blew up in popularity. Its highest popularity was July 2021. So we're still in the mix of
the
COVID pandemic. I mean, things started opening up. This game just became popular. It had 248 million monthly players in the month of July.
Dang.
2021. And last month, July 2023, it significantly dropped. 58 million. So it dropped a whole 200 million.
Dang.
In 2 years. So this game dropped off a lot. However, 58 million players monthly is still pretty good.
Right.
The game's still going on strong. So this game is a lot different now when you play it. And I'm sure that I've played it a couple times in preparation for this episode, obviously. And I'm sure that you played it over the summer. And I actually kind of like the additions that they did. Because before, you just played the game, and that was it. But now, when you play the game, you have to have a certain name. So you have levels now. You can get different items. they have like essentially this like progression system that makes it worthwhile playing local games.
Right.
And it's actually kind of fun. I did that a couple nights when I was like in the hospital. I'm like, I'm just gonna play Among Us. All right, some more stats. Who do you think wins more, crewmates or imposters?
Ooh. I gotta say the crewmates.
Okay, what do you think the percentage would be?
I gotta say it's gotta be somewhere around 52% to 53% crewmates and 47 imposters.
You're close-ish, but you're wrong on crewmates. Imposters win 58% of the time.
Wow.
Yeah, imposters win 58% of the time. Mind you, this is all the games.
Right.
Depending on like what game type, most base games are 10 players, 2 imposters, but there can be games where it's like one imposter, 4 players.
Right.
And essentially the imposter is going to win that match every time.
Right.
Like it's not even fun playing with like, if you play like 7 players, 1 imposter, that game gets a little bit interesting. Mm-hmm. But if you do 2 and 8, imposters are going to win.
Right.
2-10 ratio, perfect ratio. What range of players do you think play this game? Age.
I gotta say adults of probably 23 to 35.
You're not too bad. No, a lot of kids play this game. This game was huge for kids. I know this because I worked in a clinic at the time, and the kids that I worked with all knew about Among Us. And they were all into Among Us. And we'll talk more because like I have a live version of Among Us game to talk about, which involved the kids at the time. They were very much into it. They helped me win. Good on them. 14 to 30 years old is the range. You're over the range. I'm at range. I'm like, damn, am I too old? I saw that. I'm like 14 to 30. I'm like, all right, I'm in the range. But I'm an old man. I'm like, am I just like the oldest person in the room every time I go into like a local? I feel like I am.
Probably.
And that's another reason why I don't like playing local. Because I'm like, man, I'm fucking around playing with kids. And I don't know how I feel about it. All right, I got 2 more. So, on Twitch, this game came out and was really, really popular.
Oh, definitely.
This game is currently ranked number 52 on Twitch. Which is really bad for where it was, because I'm pretty sure this game was maybe 1, if not top 5.
Oh, definitely back then. Yeah.
This is like the game I watched on Twitch. This is a game that got me to watch Twitch, because I didn't really care about most games. But I'm like, this is a game that I can't get most people to play often.
Right, and a lot of times the streamers were hilarious doing it.
What's some of your favorite streamers? I have one more fact, but this topic goes into the next fact. Famous favorite streamers that played this.
Why can I not remember their names? Like Grizzly and that gang, the ones that still stream some of those games now. Like right now they're streaming. I remember like the teddy bear ones where like they're all attached by the strings and you have to get the key and all 4 of you have to work together to do it. Why can I not remember the?
See, this is the thing. There's so many like groups that played this. So there's 2 groups that I watched, and that was like the Hafu 5-Up group. I don't know if you ever watched them. So there was like Hafu, 5-Up, Dumb Dog, DK. Like there was that group, and then there was like that was like the morning group they played. And then there was like a night group that some of the morning group would cross over, but that had Saikuno, Corpse, and Toast were like the big 3.
Okay, yeah, that one I know. That one's another one that I watched.
And like Sykkuno is just funny because like everyone would be serious and he'd be the one that fucks around. He's like the Michelangelo of the group for Team and T. Like he's the one that just fucks around. But then that group got like less serious and they all just started fucking around. I'm like it's fun. Like that's like fine every once in a while, but I always like the seriousness. So like 5 Up and Toast are like the big serious ones. Sykkuno is like the one that fucks around. He was fun to watch. But then there was and then Corpse is just his voice. Like he just had like that deep hello. I can't even do it. Like it seems like he has like a filter on, but he doesn't.
Right.
And the crazy thing is, he actually does music too. Mm-hmm. So you have like the deep voice, and he does one. He did one with Machine Gun Kelly. Mm-hmm. And the reason why I'm talking about this is it goes into our last fact. The highest stream, or the biggest stream of all time. I don't know what 1 and 2 is, but the number 3 was an Among Us stream with AOC. Yeah, so AOC and I feel like I should know Ilham Omar. I should know that name a lot better because she's from our state, Minnesota. They were in it as like a fundraiser, and they were in it with Hassan Piker, who is a huge streamer for Twitch, but he doesn't play a whole lot of games. And then there was, I believe, Sykkuno, 5 Up were in there as well. I remember watching that stream. But that was the 3rd highest stream in history.
Huh.
Was with AOC. All right. Should we talk games? Should we talk memories?
Yes.
We talked about it a little bit. So, I feel like I played most with you. It's usually like me and you, and playing with like old coworkers from like other places. And then there was Christine and her little girl who would play. It's always funny playing with her because she never changes her style ever.
No.
And she's always imposter, at least like a game or two, and always like the first one. And it got to the point where anytime she played and someone died and like instantly reported, it's like, all right, we already know who this is. How do you feel about metagaming? Which is like you already know people's like styles.
So it adds flavor to it for me.
It does.
Is because it gets a little bit annoying when we literally like we haven't done it for a very long time.
No, but it was like once a week, if not like a couple times a month, we would play this game.
Right, but when we'd sit at the table and we'd vote you out right away, like we'd all walk out and then we'd go right back to the table as soon as like the vote could happen. Jake's following me. We got to vote and we'd vote you out, and it's just like
it didn't take much to get the vote turned on me. And it was annoying for me because I would literally not do anything. Like, has anyone seen Jake this game? Nope, I haven't either. I'm like, I've been doing my task alone. Of course you were voted out. I'm like, fuck.
In honesty, it was fun to be voted out when you were the crewmate because it made getting to tasks so much easier. And then you could just fly around finding out who actually was doing it.
I like that they did that. Like you're a ghost and you can like, oh, this is the mysteries now. I know the answers. It was kind of nice.
And then when the next person dies, if they got murdered, it's fun because they're like, it's this person. Like, and you just said, told you it wasn't me.
You're just sitting there and like your ghost, like the ghost, the astral plane or the ghost like plane, and you're just sitting there waiting like, ta-da, wasn't me, motherfucker. Now what? You're the one who voted me out.
I gotta say, them adding Guardian Angel, favorite thing they did. Yep, because you could put a bubble over a person. So if you were following the actual imposter, you could follow and wait for them to be near someone. And I've blocked their kill. And it's just like, run.
It's a little OP. Because like if you have like unlimited we didn't really talk about the new like like different types of people you can be, and they added it to the game. Roles, because there was a lot of mods,
right?
That like with different roles, and it added a lot of flavor. You know, like
right.
Among Us was very vanilla for very long, whereas a lot of streamers started doing like different mods that made the game a lot more interesting. Like the idea of a jester. Like if you get voted out, you win.
Right.
Which I think it would be amazing because of me as a jester, I would win all the time because all I did was get voted out or dead or killed.
Right.
I really like this. I really like the game because it's one of those games like if you want to just fuck around and have fun, you can.
Oh, definitely.
But if you wanted to be serious about the game and like wanted to win, you can do that as well. And there's many different tips and things you can do to help yourself win. And I think we should talk about like different tips that I've done or you've done, both as crewmate and as an imposter. And I think the imposter is the fun part.
Right.
So here's my tip. This is how I do it. Because I got to the point where I got pretty good. If I didn't get voted out like meta wise, I was winning. Like I got voted out for a reason. Because this is what I would do as an imposter. I made sure my game as an imposter and as a crewmate was exactly the same. And I usually just like, I don't like going with people typically. I like doing my own thing. But if I'm an imposter, I usually like to hang out with people more. Because then they can't say I'm sus. And there's many ways I like to do this. Sometimes I would just follow people around. I wouldn't kill anybody unless like the right moment happened.
Right.
You know, like, hey, we were talking about like, hey, Pink's hanging out with us. Pink's just, you know, doing their tasks with us. And I said they were with us the whole time. Were they? Lights, you call lights, you kill someone that went into a different room, you pop back with them, they're like, oh, hey, they were with us the entire time. None of us are the killers. And I remember one specific story, and I think you were in the game with us. And I think we had like a Discord. No, I think we were all playing keyboard, but there was 3 of us in a chat, like a chat call. And the 3 of us in a chat call were the last ones alive. And it was my sister, my cousin Cody, and me. And I was running around, and I forget who I killed. It might have been you. It might have been somebody else in our group. And I was hanging out with Cody, and I was the imposter. And it was us 3. One of the imposters, one of us is the imposter. And I was hanging out with Cody, and he was first time playing the game. Like, this is his first night playing it. And I remember hanging out with him, seeing somebody, it might have even been you, run to that room real quick, kill them, and then hop back with Cody and hopped around. And then, like, 20, 30 seconds later, me and him happened upon the body. And, like, we, you know, did the thing, did the alert button, went to the table. And my sister's like, so I know how this looks, but it's not me. And I'm like, Haley, we already know. We already know who it is. Like, we were with each other the entire time. The only one who could have killed him is you. And that's what I'm saying as the imposter. It's just like,
I remember this game, and I'm literally like, it's Jake, it's Jake, it's Jake.
And he was like, you see, I know how this looks, but trust me, this is what he does. It has to be him. He makes you think he was with you the entire time, but he probably snuck out at some point, killed him, come back, and now he's blaming me. This is what he does. I'm like, yeah, Haley, it's a likely story. We were with each other the entire game. There is no way Cody could have killed this or I could have killed this. And it was me right away. Like, off the kill cooldown and everything. It was funny because my cousin, it was just like, you see, like, I was with, like, he's very logical. It's like, I was with him the entire time. You know, like, I don't think there's any way you could have done this. Votes my sister out. I vote my sister out. And I'm just laughing. He's like, did we get it right? And he's just like, no, Jake won. I'm like, sorry, Cody, I snuck out. I murdered the person. I came back, and I blame Haley for it. And ever since that game, I either get killed immediately or get voted out. Because the funny thing is, my sister, she learned that, like, so when you play with people, you know, people have different tells, or like they play differently. So like when I was a crewmate, it wasn't hard to figure out who actually was the sus person. It wasn't hard, like if you know the people, it's not hard at all. Like if someone plays the game and they don't tell an elaborate story at all, the multiple playthroughs, and then they suddenly have an elaborate like story of what they're doing, oh, they're probably the imposter this game. If something majorly changes in the player's movement, good chance they're imposter. So like my sister, really, she impressed me. She was really, really good. But I was usually, by the end of the game, was able to tell it was her and able to convince everybody to vote her out. And so like it was hard. Like I usually won like at an 80% rate. Like I was doing really, really well. And then you guys are like, you know what? Fuck Jay. She just killed me. Anytime she was the imposter, she killed me immediately, which is smart. It's smart, but it's also not fun for me. And like everybody else, you started doing it.
I was going to say, I'll admit, I started doing it. Of just like, if I'm imposter, kill Jake. Just kill Jake. So save that vote, because if Jake's dead, no one even tries to figure out who was. Because they normally are just like, well, Jake's normally off on his own, so who was it? Yeah, we'll figure it out later. And then we just closed the vote. When Jake is dead, normally no one ever figures or even tries to figure out who's imposter unless someone actually saw it.
Yeah.
Otherwise, everyone just ignores that Jake's dead. It's like, it saved us a vote.
Oh, it sucked. I had to implement the rule. Hey, if you kill someone right away, you can't kill them again the next game. You can't kill them for meta reasons. Unless someone just, does the same thing over and over and over again. Kill reports. Like, come on now. Change up your strategy a little bit. Granted, this person was 6, so I
was like, I normally never report bodies, and that's gotten me in trouble a few times, even as crewmate. If I find a body, there's been many times where like I'm just walking by, it pops up and then goes back down because I just walked past. And it literally will be like, people will be like, he just walked by. I swear it wasn't me. Didn't even notice it on my screen. I'm literally just like tunnel vision of go get over to my task. And they'll be like, sure. And it's like, I'm just going to my task.
You're sus.
I'm like, I didn't even notice the body. And it's like, how did you not notice it? Because I'm literally focused on going through these halls.
I can just
so I don't get lost, because I know where this task is, and it's going to take me like 2 minutes to get over to that side of the map to get to the task. I don't have time to click a button.
I can just imagine like you going, like you in Among Us. Oh, time to go to the lab. All right, time to adjust the microscope or the telescope. Time to do the chemicals. Time to do a med scan. Oh, there's a dead body. All right, time to go in the elevator or into the decompressor thing. Like, I can just see you just like, you're just doing your task and then like, oh, there's a dead body. But it does look sus. It is sus behavior. Like, dude, there's a dead body and you don't even bat an eye at it. You just walk by. That's what an imposter would do. Well, how many times did like you walk in and you see like your partner kill and you're just like, I'm in a very incriminating spot. I gotta. Well, that's what happened. I'm like,
I was gonna say there was a time where we were both in, and that happened, and literally you were just like, I gotta vote you out, man.
Well, here's the thing.
I was literally caught red-handed, and you're like, I gotta vote you out. Well,
I caught you, didn't I?
No, or so someone else did. But you were walking with them, so you both walked in. That you were basically like...
Oh, yeah, that's what happened. I walked in, and you were walking away from a body. Mm-hmm. Like, we caught you.
You basically... And you shot me a look of like, really, dude? You couldn't just let them walk away. And I basically was like, nope, totally had to murder him. I'm like, it was open for the 4 seconds that I clicked it. And then you couldn't handle your person and have him walk away.
not going to kill my friend. I made a friend in that game. I'm not going to kill them.
But, I mean, it was fun after that because I was able to sabotage every single second that I could, giving you ample times to friggin' go and just...
That's the fun thing about the game. If someone's like, yep, I'm voting you out, and you were the imposter, and I'm like, all right, fuck you. Close the door, close the door, close the door. Oh, lights out. Oh, you got to do the reactor.
I know, it was so fun being the imposter. Just... following you around and literally waiting for opportunities to lock you in with someone.
I think it was either you or somebody else. I remember like actually voting out the imposter correctly, and they kept doing that to me, and they kept closing the doors. I think it was you, and I was like, fuck you, man. Like, I'm just doing my job, which just happens to be killing you, but like, I'm just doing my job, and here you are closing doors on me from a different like space and reality. You prefer local or with people?
I've done both, and it's a lot more fun with friends. Like, it's okay to do local if you just are trying to get quick games in. And because you want to play, because it's so much easier just to go into local and just find games that way.
I like to fuck around with local, but I don't like
I can't do it seriously.
No. So I played for like a good 2-3 hours, and I actually streamed it, but it wasn't like I didn't have a good mic at the time. Mm-hmm. So I was streaming my play, and I like doing this character called Dancing Cow, and all I would do the entire game is I would find someone, I would hang out with like the coolest name, and I would just hang out with that person, and I would, every time they did a task, I would never do my own task. I would just dance. I would just do the keyboards back and forth. And I would just dance. I was called the Dancing Cow, and all I did was dance. And it was funny because I did that for literally like a good hour or so, and I was an imposter, and I was playing with the same group, and eventually I had like somebody called Cowgirl or something. And so like all I did was just hang out with this person for like a good hour or so. And like if they became the imposter, I was a third imposter. I didn't vote them out. But what was really, really funny though was like when I became imposter. Because I did the same thing every game. But then I would turn off the lights. I would stop dancing, kill someone in the other room, and come back, and I was dancing again. It was funny because they're like, it's Dancing Cow. It has to be Dancing Cow. And they're like, it wasn't him. It was with me the entire game. All he does is dance. It's not him. And I'm just like, hee, hee, hee. And I think it was pink at this time, too. I was like the most innocent color. But nope, it was me. It was Dancing Cow. It was his time to shine, and he shined. It was just so fun because no one like suspected me. But eventually I had to get it, and I finally got it, and no one thought it was me, and I ended up winning the game, and I ended up having killed the cowgirl. She's like, you betrayed me. It's like, well, you were the last one. It was me or you, and there was 3 of us, and yeah. But I was essentially like, and the funny thing is too is I never actually in the chat anytime someone asked me a question I didn't play it seriously. I just said moo, moo, moo every single time. And so it's fun. It's fun playing Dancing Cow where you just say moo because you don't have to worry about communicating. You're just doing your thing, and then once you are an imposter, it's just fun because no one thinks it's you. So that's a little fun thing that I do. Sometimes I play it serious, but it's hard to play serious because you have so many people quit. Like they only play the game to be an imposter. Mm-hmm. And so like if they don't get imposter, they leave, and then it's like, well, even when I got an imposter, sometimes it's not fun because you have like 3 people quit. Mm-hmm. And it's like, cool, I just got to kill 3 people. That's my slicing noise, I guess. But yeah, like you kill people, you win. It's like, hooray! It wasn't a challenge. It was an easy win. I prefer local. I prefer playing with friends. I don't like when it gets too meta, where like we're gonna kill Jake right away. I don't like that aspect of it. I feel like that. I know the streamers they cut out the meta. Like, hey, don't you don't vote because meta. You know, but that is kind of like what happens. Is like after a certain while, you play the game, you learn people's, you know, tendencies, what they do as an imposter, what they don't do when they're a crewmate or whatnot. Like,
right,
you learn the people. And it's fun learning people, but it's also like it's good to learn your own tendencies, and then like you get a good group of like 10 people actively trying to win and trying to mask. Like, that's fun. It's a fun whodunit.
I try to do the exact same thing of just literally staying the same. So if I get voted out as crewmate because I'm sus, makes it a little bit more hard for imposter, but it never fails that being crewmate and getting voted out, like after 2 games of being voted out and I was not imposter, it never fails. The next game is being imposter, where their mind goes, no, he's crewmate, he's doing tasks of like, he's not the imposter. When you're the actual imposter, and it's magical of them not being sus of you because you're doing the exact same thing. And it's just like, it's so easy. It's like, thank you for giving me the chance to be imposter after being voted out, not giving me imposter during when they're voting out just for how I'm playing.
Especially when you have like the marinate strategy. I think that's 5-Up calls it marinate. Like, he marinates people, he hangs out with them, and then like he acts very innocent, and then you move away, and then, you know, when you separate, then you go on a killing spree, and then you come back and you're friendly with the person. It's fun just choosing, like, all right, that's my friend. I don't kill my friend. My friend will help me anytime they're like, hey, I was alone with this person several times.
Yeah.
Another good strategy too is like, don't kill the people you're with. Like, if you go off with somebody, don't kill them, because if you kill them, you're the number one suspect.
Right.
What you do is you if someone crosses your path and no one sees that you crossed paths with this person, then you kill them. But it's always sucks, like when you like someone crosses your path, they're like, oh, perfect place to kill them, and you walk upon someone, and you're like, well, hi. I found this dead body here. I was trying to see if anyone else was around. Oh no, you're not falling for it? Well, fuck me then.
Oh no, that's when you get. So it's either that, oh fuck me, or it's instantly, that person did it.
I've done it. I put on my. I like this game because like I don't like lying in real life, but I enjoy lying.
Oh, definitely. It's
putting on a show, because like I've done that several times, and I think I've done it to you at least once.
Oh, definitely.
Where I killed, you caught me, and I'm like, you thought you could get away with it
because you instantly killed, and it's just like the look across of like you did it, and then did I click? It's like you instantly like slow motion stare at him and click the button.
Especially when you killed and self-report, and I'm like, he killed, and I immediately reported it.
And it's a lot easier when it's another player that's normally sus to get away with it. When it's someone that hasn't been imposter yet, they're kind of just like, did they? But when it's someone that is normally like a good imposter, it's literally like, do we believe Jake or do we actually believe him?
It's like a 50-50 for me when I do that play. I don't get caught, because it is like 50-50, because like you vote them out, especially early game, you're pretty much just screwed.
Well, early game you're kind of screwed, because a lot of times they go 50-50 of like it's either them or him. So if we vote this person this time and it comes up again, obviously it's going to be this person.
I think the best kills is like when you kill somebody that no one sees you're with, and it's like no one finds it.
Right. Oh my gosh. Who was that? Was that on your birthday where we literally had someone die and literally complain that like, I've been dead for like 5 minutes and no one's been in that room and no one found it? Where we literally just... went in, found the body, and like,
well, it depends on the maps.
I found a body, and never saw someone walk in, never saw someone walk out. It's just literally here.
That's why venting is awesome too. Going into vents and then killing them real quick and then coming out.
Yeah, that's I normally don't vent because there's been many times.
Wait, someone caught you venting?
Uh-huh.
Well, it's a good thing there's engineer thing now.
Oh, I know. That's the funny part is it was when I was the engineer. Like I popped in the vent and they instantly like ran to the button and like I saw them venting and I'm like, I'm the engineer. Like I can. Like you think me being imposter, I'm just gonna vent in front of someone? Mm-hmm. No, I'm the engineer. But still got voted out and I'm just like,
that's local games for you. It's funny because like I played a game like that where everybody's engineer, and so like in all that game is really popular. Like that setting is really popular in the online feature. And what's funny about it is there was a game where like I vented in front of everybody, and the same thing. They voted me out, but it's like, dude, you're all engineers. And then in the opposite, where like if everyone's an engineer, the first vote will happen. Like I'm an engineer too. It's like, dude, you're all engineers. But if the average children age, like the average age is somewhere between 14 and 30, usually they're 14 and 18. It's like, well, okay, we're playing with a bunch of kids. Mm-hmm. I'm an engineer. Well, yeah, we're all engineers except for the two imposters.
What's the other one that they added where you can actually shapeshifter?
Yep.
That one is fun when you're imposter. That's so great because
you
as long as you don't switch to a color that's walking by, you're okay. Because it's always fun when they're like, it was pink. I was over by the
it makes it
cafeteria.
Fun. Yeah, it makes it.
You murdered him in electrical. No, I was in cafeteria. I saw you in electrical, and it's just like
that's the shapeshifter.
Mm-hmm. And I'm like, but was pink over there?
I really liked it. I really like the idea of shapeshifter because, like, if you get caught, you could always just say like, "No, I was over here." It makes getting caught not like a death sentence for you. Because if you get caught in the vanilla game, too bad, you're voted out. Also, it really depends on too, like online or local play. I feel like it depends on the person, but usually you can explain yourself. Online game, yeah, if anyone catches you, and if like one person's like, "You're sus," everyone's like, "All right, I don't know who else to vote, so bye, you're out." Oh. So what's your strategy for crewmate?
For crewmate?
Yeah.
Literally exactly what I said.
Is
task. Thing? Just get to task. If I get voted out because all I'm doing is tasks, cool. I became a ghost. I can go through walls. It's so much easier to get to my task.
If you're trying to do tasks, being a ghost is... If you're trying to go with task when killing isn't like a death sentence. Here's my strategy. I usually do tasks because I stay consistent as an imposter. So I do my tasks first. But then what I do is, like, depending on the task, if I get my task done right away, then I am in detective scoping mode. Depending on the map, I'm looking to see where players are, and I'm looking to see if, like, they move rooms. If one player is in a room for a long time, I go to that room because good chance dead body. Polis, which is the volcano moon planet, that one's a good one to do that because it's a wide map, but you can see if someone died and you can see where they are. Speaking of maps, let's rank them.
I gotta say my favorite's still the original.
The original ship?
Yeah.
I will say it's up there for me because it's just a fun original map. I think my number one's Polis though.
Yeah.
Because it's big. You have a lot of mobility as an imposter. You can get like across the map pretty quickly if you need to. But you can also kill, and people can't find it. But because of the fact that the map's so big, and like the crewmates also have the advantage of like they know who's in what room, and they know who dies. I feel like it equals it out. Whereas like if you're a crewmate, you have a pretty good chance of winning the game with those tools. But as an imposter, you can sneak around and kill silently pretty easily. Whereas Skeld, you can't quite do that. You have to be pretty good with your kills. You have like Skeld is the base map, but you kind of have to be skillful at it if you're playing the base 10-2 game. So you have Skeld number 1. I have Polis. I think Skeld's probably 2 for me.
Yeah.
What's your 2?
I gotta go with the volcano.
Polis? Mm-hmm. I think 3 for me is Airship. I love how detailed Airship is, and I like how like there's so many different ways, like different areas you can go, and like the spawn range, like where you spawn is different, or is like the other maps, everyone spawns at the same spot. So is the meeting room. Airship, you can spawn. There's like 4 or 5 different spawn locations, which is really nice. I think the downside of Airship is it's too big.
Yeah.
Like if you played a 15 people 3 imposter game, that's perfect. But imposters you better win an Airship with 10-2 because it's so big. It's so hard to find people. And like the location map, because you still have everything of Polis, but they're not close by. They're literally on opposite sides of the map. Like, and it's also in an area where like, hey, if you go check to see who's dead, good chance you just die, because that's like a good killing floor. And then Mira is my last one. But I will say, playing Mira as an imposter is fun as hell because all the vents are connected.
I don't think I've played that one.
Mira?
Yeah.
It's literally just like, it's essentially one long hallway. It's like 3 hallways connected together with 3 different areas. And it looks like you're floating in the sky.
Huh.
We didn't play that one often. But that one like had a lot of, choke points? A lot of bottlenecks.
Okay.
So like it was like you essentially have to be a venter to even be a good imposter because all the vents connected. So if you can vent, it's a wonderful arena to play in. But if you don't like it, it's hard, pretty difficult. But for crewmates, it's just not as fun. It's not a fun like playthrough area. It's not an open map. You're essentially, it's like 3 hallways connect together. And so, like, you literally only go down, like, a path or 2, and you only have, like, 1 area to go. Like, it's not all... They're not all well connected.
Yeah.
So, I would go Polis, Skeld, Airship, Mira. And you'd go Skeld, Polis. So, we're basically the same. You just, like, you prefer Skeld over Polis. Mm-hmm. I prefer, Polis. I like the bigger maps. But I will say, Skeld is, like, traditional. It's better for if you have a smaller group of people. So, one more thing before we go. Have you ever played the VR version of this game?
There's a VR?
There is a VR version of this game. So, I've never played the VR version, but I played the map of the VR. I played it in, it was like, what's the Roblox?
Okay.
So there was like a Roblox version of this game where you can play it in 3D. And it's actually kind of interesting playing it in 3D. It's Skeld, the Skeld map in 3D.
Nice.
And it's just fun. But it's like a little bit more scarier because like you're the person.
Yeah.
So like if you die, like you can see the person coming to murder you.
That sounds so wicked.
And so this would be a fun whodunit like live. Like if you can build like small business idea. Among Us, but live action. Same thing. You have to do tasks. It's physical, and then the imposters can kill you.
You just have to basically get a building for it.
Yeah. So we did this once. This is when like Among Us was huge, and I played with a lot of my old coworkers. We had an Among Us game in the building, but the downside of this building is it was one hallway. It was a small ass building, one hallway connected to all the rooms, and the hallway is connected to one big room, and then outside. And the rules of the game were you had to go up to a person, and if you're the imposter, you just say you're dead, and then you're dead. You can't do anything. So we only played like 7 games of this, and I got the imposter 3 times. Somehow I got like voted the imposter. I won every time. And it wasn't hard to win. because like everyone still has to do their job. We're working at a clinic. We were 101, and my kids that I worked with were more to the age that can appreciate the game, and they were all helping me. We didn't do any work that day. We just played. They're like, we're gonna catch the imposter, right? I'm like, I am the imposter. I'm like, oh, all right, kill this person, this person, this. I'm like, shut up, man. Don't tell me who I should kill. Not out loud, at least. At least whisper in the ear, and then. But that game, like, if I wasn't the imposter, the game wasn't that hard because I just sat in the big hallway. Because they couldn't kill me in the big hallway because everyone, or the big like common room, because everyone can see the common room. So I would just sit in the common room where they couldn't kill me, and I'd look down the hallway. And if a person keeps coming in and out of rooms and they have a green tag, meaning they're alive, that person's usually the imposter. Because like, especially if like they go into the room and they come out and they're still green, but the person that was in the room comes out and they're wearing red, they're a dead body. It's like, oh well, that's easy. So I ended up winning like 5 out of the 7 games simply because I'm like, it's a small building. It's not hard to figure out who it was. And one of the only games I lost, I was with the client that like had to stay in like one location, and I remember like someone entered my room and like, oh, no, that's like, you're the last one, Jake. You're dead. It's like, no. This isn't even. I couldn't go anywhere. I couldn't do anything. I'm stuck here. No. So yeah, Among Us Live would be fun.
That would be.
But we gotta get this going and we gotta stream it.
Oh my god.
Would you be down?
Yes.
All right. We gotta get this set up. We're gonna do Among Us date. We're gonna figure out. Start at September. Do once a month.
Yeah.
All right, we're in. We're doing Among Us. It's official. Now we need 8 other people.
I'm sure we can find 8 other people.
Well, I have my wife. So at least 7. Actually, I want like 15 to 20 people in this group. That way, like, we invite everybody. We expect 1/4 to say no. Even though it'll probably be half. Even if half says no, we at least have a game.
Right.
Because the one big thing I hate about Among Us is when you try to set something up and like people cancel like last minute. So you're like, oh man, we have 10 people agreed upon this. Now we have 7. This game's fun at 10. So, all right, Moser, thank you.
Yeah.
That's it. All right, for everybody, please check out my TikTok. Don't Evolve Me TikTok. I do movie reviews on it now. We'll be doing Pokemon Gym series soon, and I'll be rating a bunch of other shit as well. Please check out Don't Evolve Me on Facebook. Don't Evolve Me on YouTube and all the social medias. Check us out. Give us a like and a follow. If you like this podcast, follow it too. All right. We're out. Till next time.